Well, hello, 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 everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we're talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan, who vanished from their Nova Scotia home on May 2nd, 2025. Today, new information, new interviews that came out. We're going to review that and get down to it on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's the twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my clothes, energy mine. Clutch them pearls.
Let's rap a little.
Coming in clutch, better tighten them pearls, on the cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff. Just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
Let's roll it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Coming in clutch, better tighten them pearls. Drop the cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff. Just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
Let's go.
Coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is February 4th, 2026. It is currently 7:42 p.m. in the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Hello, everyone. So good to see you all. Really do appreciate you. Tonight, we're talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan, who vanished from their Pictou County, Nova Scotia home. But before we get started, I need to give a special happy birthday to the birthday girl in the room, Miss Daphne K. Styles. Dancing around, children. That's right. It is Daphne's birthday. Give her the biggest birthday spanking you've ever given a birthday spanking. Okay. So make sure you do that. And before we get started, I need to, I was just warming up my pipes to sing happy birthday to Daphne. So happy birthday, Daphne. The world is your oyster. Yes. The world is your oyster, Daph, and it's up for you to find the clam shucker. Okay, it's up for you to find the clam shucker and the pearls right here. Right here. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Daphne. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Daphne. I made that look as painful as possible. Happy birthday. I make myself look like an idiot just so you guys will laugh. Either at me or with me. I don't care. Yes, happy birthday, Daphne. And thank you, Miss Magdalena, for gifting a pearl necklace. Or in this live, thank you for gifting a clam shucker. Appreciate that, Miss Magdalena. If you received that clam shucker, please give our Magdalena a big old thank you. Thank you, Miss Magdalena, for the clam shucker. Really do appreciate you. Thank you, Miss Leslie. Good to see you. So tonight we are talking about Jack and Lilly, and I know there is a lot of focus on the case out of Arizona and stuff right now, but I have to do Jack and Lilly right now because we're following what's going on in Arizona. I just did a short, but I got to do this because Jack and Lilly are very dear to a lot of our hearts. And there is some new interviews that are out that we're going to talk about. And I'm going to try to fit in another third live tonight on the Summer Wells case. And it is her 10th birthday. But we have been digging behind the scenes, and I've got some very interesting information that I've got on Summer Wells case. Been digging behind the scenes and talking to, we'll just say, people extremely close to the case. Okay, so you'll want to see that. If I don't do that tonight, then I will do it definitely tomorrow. So thank you again, Miss Magdalena. Guys, before we get started, if you don't mind, do me a big old favor and please hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate that. Share this live out on any of your favorite social media. Just hit share, copy that link, and drop it in whatever social media of your choice. Also, hype this video afterwards, it would mean so much to me as well. So this is new video, came out just a little bit ago on Jack and Lilly Sullivan. I have not watched it yet. Thank you, Miss Shelby. I have not watched it yet because I want to give you my genuine reaction on this. And I don't know if it's Dav, do you know if it's just one video? Because there's two videos that I'm aware of, excuse me. But, or did they just chop it? Do you know? Yeah. Summer would be 10 today, and she's been missing, likely deceased, as long as she was on the planet. Let's think about that for a minute. So I heard about things about the video. I haven't watched it yet. Daniel slipped up quite a bit. I have no idea. I really don't. I'm watching it the first time with you guys. Credit goes to our friends, CBC Nova Scotia. Make sure you're subscribed up to the CBC Nova Scotia. I am a member of their channel, not only the member of their channel, but through their website is what I meant to say. 3 videos plus full version of Daniel and Sergeant McGammon. Let me see here. I've got... Did Daniel do a new video? Hold on. Well, it's an old video, if that's what you mean, of Daniel. That was back early on in the month, I think it was. Did someone say there's an echo? Okay. All right. We're going to get started. Full version. Okay. This is the main video, I'm pretty sure. From what I understand, CBC. Oh, hold on. Friends of Missing. Same thing. Okay. From CBC Nova Scotia. 8 hours ago. Oh, okay. Ooh. We're going to do this one first. I did not know that there was a full one. Oh, this is exciting. This is exciting. CBC Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia. CBC Nova Scotia. Mr. Daniel has been rather quiet lately, and this means, and I've got to talk about that. Here we go.
Okay, Daniel. So what's the latest with this case?
Tell us, Dan.
I think we're going to have to dive into some questions so I can, really try to answer that, because, there's so much. But what I can say is...
Thank you, AB, by sending people over, by the way.
Blood was taken or drawn, and they got a few drops of my blood for that, check my DNA, because my DNA is obviously...
Hold on, wait a second. Let me make these captions a little bit smaller. Oh, shit. Sorry. I don't want autoplay on. Okay. How do I get... Okay.
Was taken or drawn, and...
1 second.
I think we're going to have to dive into some questions so I can really try to answer that, because
the math.
There's so much. But what I can say is...
Tell us.
My blood was taken or drawn, and they got a few drops of my blood for that, check my DNA, because my DNA is obviously going to be on the blanket. But
hello, Jimmy. So good to see you.
I can't really disclose, and I'm pretty limited on what I know about the blanket at this moment.
No, you're not. No, you limited? How are you limited, Mr. Martell? You say that you are giving them the tips for the investigation. What is this? You're limited? You have given us nothing but, in my opinion, bullshit for the last, 9 months. But how are you limited? Come the hell on. You are so full of shit.
Can say like with the DNA collection, it's something's definitely proceeding forward with that.
How did that go when they took
Ooh.
your sample? Did they
Ooh, what does that mean? What does that mean? I knew Justin was going to flip. I have not seen this. I swear I've not seen it. What does that mean? Hold the front door. But all I can say is with the DNA collection,
It's something's definitely proceeding.
it's something definitely proceeding. Daniel, does this mean, yeah. What does that mean? Did y'all hear that? Because I am listening to every word. Mm-hmm. You know what's coming? Do you know what's coming? Dive right in, Daniel.
Forward with that.
How did that go when they took your sample? Did they take you into the station?
Yeah, it was done at the station. An investigator did it. They have an applicator, which, they hit the end of your finger with it, just like you were testing for your blood.
He looks defeated. He's actually starting to look defeated here, I think. Don't you think? He knows it's coming. He knows it's coming. And the thing about it is, Daniel, honest to God, Daniel, Malaya, fess up, and do the right thing. You know what I mean? Like, I could respect that a little bit more if you would just say, there's never an excuse for it or anything. What happened to Jack and Lily that night and before, but admitting your sins. And he looks really
Sugar, just, pinch the end of your finger, and I had to squeeze for 20 minutes to get some blood out. But after we get those 4 drops out, it goes onto a little pad, and it's put in a envelope and then plastic bag and then sealed up for evidence.
Do you know of anyone else who had their sample taken?
No. I was never
holy shit on the shingle. At least he's honest there. At least the man's honest there. And Daniel, again, no one else has been interviewed over and over and over like you. Right? And you are the only one giving the DNA, Daniel. Just watch him again.
Pad.
Because listen, a lot of times these journalist, investigative reporters, they already know some of the answers. They already know some of the answers because they talk to the police and all that. And so they're just wanting to see if he's going to lie. And he didn't lie there. He wanted to, I think, but he didn't.
And
I'm
it's
glad
put
he
in
didn't.
put in a envelope and then plastic bag and then sealed up for evidence.
Do you know of anyone else who had their sample taken?
No. I was never disclosed any of that. Nor do I ask, because I know I would not get an answer in return.
Right.
Daniel. You've
been asking questions.
Yeah, I ask a lot of questions. Sometimes they can't answer.
And was that voluntary, or did they?
That was 100% voluntary. They never have to get a warrant to do anything. I'm always cooperative. Just like in the past, I keep asking them, do you want my phone? Do you want...
Can we just say cooperative does not equate innocent? Cooperative doesn't equate anything other than you are being cooperative. even if you're not cooperative, they're going to get the damn DNA. Just know that. It makes you look better if you're cooperative, and I'm glad he is. But there's still
me to do more polygraphs. Like I'm open to everything. And I always tell them that. They say, Daniel, no, we don't need your phone. Daniel, no, it's not necessary to do any more polygraphs. So
we already know you're a
at
liar.
this point, I'm very cooperative, you know. And when they did up the paper for consent on my DNA, you know, they fill in the paper, you know, May 2nd, missing persons case for Jack and Lilly. And then they go through it. And then there's the box checked for criminal involvement, no criminal involvement. And they check the box for no criminal involvement. And I put my signature on it. And there was my consent.
Daniel, also, never mind. I'm not going to say it because I don't want him. Never.
How did you feel when you saw that box was checked?
Very happy. But I've known for, you know, since the start that I'm 100% innocent. But to see investigators say that to me before, but then also, you know, see it visually with my own eyes, it was a big thing.
Now, remember when this interview took place, this was right before Daniel was arrested. Okay? This was right before Daniel was arrested. He had not been arrested at this point when he did this interview.
So it's your understanding, you believe that RCMP do not consider you a suspect?
I'd say 100% I'm not considered as a suspect at this point.
Why is that?
I mean, from that box being checked. But we can also go back to when I had my polygraph exam. When we went over the questions beforehand, all the questions were on death, right? So they concluded that by the end of it, I was truthful with all my questions or all my answers. So I didn't have anything to do with the murder of Lilly and Jack. And there was no questions on the disappearance or abduction or.
Because they know that they're not alive, Daniel. How did he just say that? Oh, fuck me, I just messed it up. Hold on, guys. Shit. Sorry. I completely just exited out of that. 1 second. Oh, I apologize. We're going to go right back to where we started. Okay. Wait till you listen to RCMP one. Oh, God.
Graph, they didn't ask.
That leaves me. So
a polygraph doesn't mean you're innocent. Daniel, have you asked Daniel seriously? Because I know you're watching me right now. 100% you're watching me. Janie, you too. Have you asked the RCMP why Major Crimes has been on this case since literally the first day, not the day that they went missing, but the day after, the first real day that they went missing? And they won't say why Major Crimes that they're there if this is just a missing persons case. They won't answer that. RCMP won't answer that. You asked them that? Oh.
They concluded that by the end of it, I was truthful with all my questions or all my answers. So I didn't have anything to do with the murder of Lilly and Jack.
Bullshit.
And there was no questions on the disappearance or abduction or kidnapping or anything of that nature.
Bullshit.
So that leaves me with, I didn't murder the kids. I have nothing to do with the disappearance because they did not ask any questions on that.
Bullshit.
And so you mentioned that in the polygraph, they didn't ask you about the disappearance and whether you had anything to do with it. But I'm going to ask, did you have anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lilly?
No.
Did you kill them?
No.
A bullshit?
What do you think happened to them?
At this point, I'm completely just not sure. I mean, I've thrown speculation out in the past and, narratives that I think.
No, Daniel. No, Daniel. No, you have not thrown speculation out. No. We say it's our opinion that you know more, right? Or that Malaya knows more. You, sir, are the only person that has said they are 100% sure what happened to Jack and Lily. You are the only one to date that I have seen. You are the only one, Mr. Martell, that I have seen to date that says I am 100% sure that Malaya's family has something to do with it. You. Or I'm 100% sure they're not in the woods. So what's with the withdrawing, right? What's with that? You're not used to withdrawing anything, if you know what I mean. Dum-dum.
Or theories that, what I think may have happened. But at this point, I have to just go with what the RCMP say because they have so much information, they have more resources, and they're the ones that are fully invested in this case. They have the, intellect and professional training to do what they do. It's been 8 months, and I know a lot of people think that, the kids are not alive anymore, but I hold out hope 100%. I'll always hold out hope every day because there's no reason not to.
Do you think it's criminal?
Yes. But it will not pivot to a criminal case or a criminal investigation.
Hold on, we have breaking news. Daniel Martell now says that Jack and Lilly Sullivan case is now criminal, but it will not pivot until he's in fucking jail, probably, in my opinion, allegedly. Let's hear what more he has to say, folks.
Investigation from a missing persons until they have a suspect and
Daniel, if it is criminal, they obviously have someone in mind. Someone in mind, Daniel. He makes no sense. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Makes zero. Zilch, nada. I just want to go over those words that the math Tell said there again. Hold on. Bear with
hold
me.
out hope 100%. I'll always hold out hope every day.
Continue.
Because there's no reason not to.
Right.
Do you think it's criminal?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it will not pivot to a criminal case or a criminal investigation.
Bless this woman. She's done a lot of work in the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case, and I do appreciate her. I appreciate CBC and all of them. Truly, I really, really do. But you can tell on her face, she's just like, you're so full of shit. Yes, Mr. Martell. Mm-hmm. Right, we got you. Well, I'm going to ask you, did you do it? Mm-hmm. Got it.
From a missing persons until they have a suspect and they're going to be investigated and then, formally charged.
You know what? Holy shit on a shingle. You know what? Right there, Daniel says, I do believe it's criminal. The case won't pivot until then. They're going to be investigated and they're going to be formally charged. I'm going to give you my opinion on that because Daniel repeats things. I believe, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I'm one of 8 billion people, like I always say. I believe RCMP is not playing footsie with Daniel anymore. And I believe at some point they have told Daniel that this case is criminal. And either he or they might have used a generic term as the person is going to be investigated for what they did to Jack and Lilly, and they will be formally charged. Betcha. In my opinion, allegedly.
Do you get any sense from RCMP that they believe this is criminal?
She's asking good questions.
Yes, but they don't openly share that or talk about that concept with me.
No, they're not going
That's pretty limited. They
well, I don't know
use
about
as
that if they're
many.
going to or not.
I mean, it uses the least amount of words they can to convey what they're trying to get across or questions, or it's usually me who tries to dive in depth with them, but they're
investigators are going to play it nice with Daniel and Malaya as long as possible, because they want every morsel that they can get out of them. Plus, this is something why, and I can promise you this, I can pull up clips for you, or I was actually going to pre-record a clip today on an FBI investigator talking about this. The reason investigators will not say it's criminal many part of the times, that way they just do an arrest, is because the moment that they say you're a suspect, or this person's a suspect, or this person's a person of interest, even if they don't tell them directly, it changes the relationship that they have with the individuals or individual. It changes the relationship with who they may think the suspect is, because they're going to clam up. They're going to shut up. They're not going to be, they're going to be avoiding you. They're going to lawyer up. So that is why many, if not most of the time, they don't say it's criminal. And you got to remember, this was just a couple days, from what I remember, before he was arrested. He didn't
pretty
know it was coming
tight-lipped on
in.
everything, and they should be.
How many times have they officially interviewed you?
Formally interviewed. The very first one was about 4 hours, and since then, I'd say about maybe 5 times. I don't know the count exactly, but probably around 5 times.
And when was the latest one?
The latest one would have been, that would have been on the blanket. So, and the actual formal interview for that wasn't very long. That was probably about 20 minutes. But the amount of time I spend with them is a lot, because we go over a lot.
Yeah.
It's just me asking questions and how can I help them, and so it's usually like an hour and a half to 2 hours. I only plan on being there for 20 minutes or whatever they have to do with me. But it's just like we just keep talking.
Good. I'm so glad.
So when you say interviews, that would be recorded, on the record interrogations?
Yeah, that's the audio recordings.
There have been allegations from Malaya's friends and family that you were abusive to her. Were you?
No.
Do you hear? This aged like a fine wine, like connoisseur, beautiful, because does anyone know what date this happened, this interview? The following interview, okay, so listen to this. The following interview with Daniel Martell was recorded on January 6th to discuss the disappearance of his stepchildren, Jack and Lilly Sullivan. He was later charged on January 29th with sexual assault and forcible confinement involving an adult complainant. He has not responded to CBC's request for comment on the charges. He spoke to CBC's Angela. Are you okay, girl? Okay. Okay. What was I going to say? Okay. What was it? 26th and okay, so 3 weeks later after he said this, he was charged with this.
There have been allegations from Malaya's friends and family that you were abusive to her. Were you?
No.
They said that when she moved in with you, she cut off all contact with them and you monitored her phone.
She also monitored mine. We both had the same passwords on her phone. And her friends, she blocked her friends on my phone and she blocked them on her own phone.
Daniel. The exes that I have spoken to of yours, Daniel, and may heaven bless them, have all told me, well, I've shown the text. What am I talking about? I've shown the text where you made them take every single male, even co-workers, family members, that is a male, out of their phone. Daniel, just be honest.
So how would you describe?
Friends on my phone and she blocked them on her own phone.
So how would you describe your relationship?
You could, I mean, let me tell you something. A man saying, you need to get that person out of your phone. I'd be saying, you need to get out the fucking door is what you need to do, sis. Okay. Toddy ta. Out the door. Nay, nay. Not happening. Not happening. I mean, you're not sleeping with everybody in your phone. Oh, yeah. It doesn't bother him at all. At all. At all.
Before the children went missing.
Yes. I don't really want to talk on that.
Imagine. Dolores, come on down. Hey, girl. How you doing? Hi, Justin. Hi, girls. Love you. We love you, darling. Thank you so much for your support, my dear. Good to see you. See, that's the thing, in my opinion. He made her block all her friends and put the number in his. Yeah. He did. It's not a if or a maybe. He did. I've got the text. I've shown the text. It's cray. Guys, if you're just joining us, please hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate it. Consider becoming a Pearl. We would love to have you.
I don't really want to talk on too much to do with Malaya.
Hold on. I want to see what he says. What was
Describe
the question?
your relationship before the children went missing.
Yes. I don't really want to talk on that because
You're gonna be arrested in 3 weeks from this. Yeah.
I don't really want to talk on too much to do with Malaya. It's best that we don't.
Okay. And so you mentioned that there were some accusations about your past drug use. I've read some things about it being drug use that week, the week the children went missing. Is there any truth to that?
No, I didn't have any drugs. And Major Crimes knows that. Or they would have, charged me with possession of drugs or drug paraphernalia.
Oh my God, Enoch. Thank you so much, darling. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, my darling. Really do appreciate you. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, make sure you give our Enoch a big old thank you. Thank you so much, Nick. I really, really do appreciate you, my love. Love you to pieces. Look how easily he can lie. Okay, you know how like everyone can know the truth, but someone will just say something to make like someone feel better, and you're in the group and you're all thinking like, boy, that's a fucking lie, but you're just trying to make him feel better. You know what I mean? Like, Daniel, we all know, dude. Like, we all know you're not like, you might be convincing, someone in Royal Saskatchewan, Canada, maybe, that, is not on YouTube or doesn't keep up with this case. But the real OGs that follow this case, and certainly the RCMP, you are not, ma'am. You're not. You really had to smoke a glass pipe before you did this interview, or you are just a psychopath, in my opinion.
The week the children went missing. Is there any truth to that?
No, I didn't have any drugs. And Major Crimes knows that. Or they would have, charged me with possession of drugs or drug paraphernalia. There was nothing at the house. So, and they know that.
What is your history?
Look at the lizard lips. What is your history? I'm a lizard. I'm an iguana. Look at that. Sorry. Those lips get me. Look at the tongue. Yes. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Someone sent me a picture. I need why is he calling it red rum when he is, according to Ellen Feed, law enforcement, they are missing? Thank you, Daff. I'm going to show y'all something here in just a second. You will want to wait for it, I promise you. I just want to hold on 1 second. Shit. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just play this a little bit right here.
In terms of the drug use, what would you like to share, just to clear the air?
I did not have any drugs. People thought I was doing drugs during the search. Absolutely not. I don't owe any drug dealers money. I don't owe anyone drugs. I'm not a drug dealer. I don't manufacture drugs. Can't really speak on anything more than that, I
Those
guess.
have been all the accusations made at you.
That I have, manufactured drugs, sell them. I give them to people to sell. It's crazy.
No drug party that night?
No, there was no drug party. There was no leaving during the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
When we pulled into the yard.
It's amazing how you brought that up on
Thursday afternoon. It would have been about 3:50 or just right before 4 o'clock.
You know the time.
The vehicle did not move till the next morning until I got in it and we went searching for Lily and Jack that morning when Malay was on dispatch or contacted dispatch.
How have all of these allegations impacted you?
At the start, it didn't bother me because they're obviously all not true. Basically anyone can just go on there and say whatever they want without any recourse at all. And over time, it started to get to me because it's just constant, right? I tried to keep up on it all and tried to, tell everyone the truth and correct everyone, but it was just too much.
Like a fucking rug.
When those groups start to get so large and there's thousands and thousands of comments and thousands of questions every day, that's too much. And then you have YouTube creators, they just go on and on. They basically become delusional. They have their mob and they look to destroy. Or
just looking for Jack and Lily, baby. That's all.
In the case.
Looking for Jack and Lily.
What have you learned about the true crime community?
That it's absolutely vicious and I said this word a lot, but obsessive.
That's true.
And
I'll give you that.
a lot of those creators in the true crime community, it's like basically, talking to like a barnyard animal, I guess you could say. It's
Motherfucker.
They don't add any value other than just being there.
Thanks.
Do you feel at this point things are getting worse?
That's just the tobacco pipe, yeah.
Or has it eased
Just
up
the
at this
tobacco
point?
The community it's becoming more aggressive with their conspiracies and theories due to my lack of engagement online. I've received numerous death threats, and Major Crimes has notified me on that, and they're working hard to basically get them under control and find out who's doing them.
How are these?
Now, let me say something. If Daniel has ever received a threat of any kind, like a threat or anything like that, you should be ashamed of yourself for doing that to Daniel. Period. I will defend him to the nth degree on that. Nobody should be getting a threat like that, right? However, I'm not sure I believe him because I've never heard of him getting one, right? There's his lizard lips. There's his lizard lips again, his lizard tongue. So, not really sure on that. You know what I mean? Hey, little black bear. How you doing, baby? Good to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well tonight. Thank you so much for your support. And thank you, little Jen. Thank you, little Jen. I said little black bear. My name is Jen. Thank you, Jen. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Thank you. Thank you so much. But yeah, listen, don't be, everyone leave the pipe smoker alone, right?
These death threats coming in?
I mean, I get them daily on my phone. That's a normal thing, but Major Crimes was aware of them. I'm not sure if they came in for tips, call-ins, or some other way, but they didn't want to dive into that. They're pretty limited on what they can tell me about any of it. I mean, basically because, they don't want me to get worried and everything like that, but pretty serious stuff.
Daniel, I'm sure you have more of a risk going into the crack den. Just an observation, I would assume. You know what I mean? I think that would be something you would have more of a risk. Just my opinion, though. Who am I?
Yes.
How are you dealing with that?
I'm dealing pretty well with it because, nothing really scares me in that aspect. It's been 8 months, and I don't really put much thought into where much, I don't recognize it as, having any impact on my life personally. But I imagine a lot of individuals are probably scared for me, I guess, because, they care about me. But for me personally, I just see it as like another rock that skips off the water. There still is.
And by rock, he means
people
rock.
With big hearts out there and open minds, but they're not on there posting.
Just another rock that skips off the old pipe.
But I do have loyal supporters, and I appreciate every single one of them.
So now that we're coming up, getting to 9 months in this investigation, what's your sense? Where do you think the case stands?
I think the case, it's moving forward, but there is so much information to, really, examine and really go through before you can complete this part of information, then move to the next. And I mean, there's so many tips being called in, and then there's tips that are absolutely useless. Like when you see me out in public, don't call in a tip. I mean, that's just total nonsense, because you're slowing down the investigators and you're slowing down the social media team that they have, and or the guy who checks the tips.
Yeah, Daniel, you have every woman and seemingly child that has ever been in front of you that lives with you is the ones that seem to need to worry, right? Because they either seemingly, from the way they talk, all think about this. Seriously, think about this, guys. Almost every person that has been in a romantic relationship with Daniel or has lived in his home goes in that home perfectly fine and comes out with bruises or damage or disappeared or worse. So we don't believe you, Daniel, at all. They come out bruised at the very minimum and without even a fucking coat on. Sorry, I'm getting mad now. Thank you, Miss Charlotte, for 7 months. I appreciate you, love. Thank you so much. Thanks for everything, Justin, and thank you so much, honey. I do appreciate you. Thank you so much, baby. Do appreciate your continued support. That he wants to be the victim of this. Jack and Lily are the victim. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Jack and Lily are the victims. Daniel, you are sitting there and you are not only lying to her while you look at her in your beady ass eyes, you are lying on a missing baby boy and baby girl, 4 and 6 years old. 4 and 6 years old. Where are they?
And he reviews the tips. I mean, you slow him down when you're just putting in tips that say, well, we seen Daniel at a gas station buying a Gatorade. Because that has happened.
Right. Wow. What would you like to see happen with this case?
I would like to see it closed and Lily and Jack found safely.
You say the first thing that comes to your mind. What would you like to see happen to this case? I would like to see it closed. I bet you would. I bet you would, Daniel. You know what? I want to see it closed too. But I want to see justice first for Jack and Lily. I want Jack and Lily found. And I want the predator or predators who did this to a preschooler and a kindergartner that lived on the earth short 4 and 6 years, most likely, to go under the prison. That's what I want. You just want it closed first, don't you? That's his priority. I want it closed. Right? First, in his interviews, we've looked everywhere. We looked everywhere the first day. We looked everywhere the first day. Well, apparently you didn't. Because Jack and Lily aren't here. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Charlotte. I do appreciate you, baby. Thank you so much, honey. Really do appreciate that, Miss Charlotte. Thank you, my love. Really do appreciate you, honey. Jail time for absolutely, absolutely. Why are there interviews about clearing their name? That's all it's about. That's all it's ever been about. It's never been about Jack and Lily. See, there are people who know things, right, in an investigation that might be involved or know more, and they shut up. And then there are people who thinks that they are very intelligent and that they can shift how investigators see things or how they work or something. But this is the thing. These type of people are actually the dum-dums, because investigators do this every day of their life. You are no one special, Daniel, to them. You are no one special. You're not going to manipulate the RCMP. You're not going to make them think a certain way. They are going to go with where the evidence shows. right? And the evidence shows at the very, very, very minimum that you are a liar. It's easily provable, easily provable. And there was a big, big history in this house of a lot of kids bruised and a lot of kids not having coats and teachers very scared and rugs and significant debt from fraud, and that Jack and Lily didn't walk off. Right? And now you're being charged with SA. And if you're convicted, you're technically a S offender. How do you sleep? Like, why don't you just put down the sword and just say, damn, what is wrong with me? Let's, like, here it is. Let's find Jack and Lily and fix whatever the is going up here in the head. Or I don't think you can fix it, but I think you can
And someone
work on it and be treated, in my opinion.
is charged with criminal offenses.
Hold on, what did he say? Wait.
Because that's what you.
What?
Wow. What would you like to see happen with this case?
I would like to see it closed and Lily and Jack found safely, and someone is charged with criminal offenses.
Because that's what you think will be
Yeah.
the result here.
Yeah.
You don't think they're in the woods?
No.
Well, he was 100% sure that they weren't in the woods. And he now says that this, is a criminal offense. And he used to come unglued if you would say this is a criminal offense, right? He used to come unglued. This is not a criminal investigation, right? They walked off. That kind of thing. Except there's nothing to say that they walked off. Right?
Have your own theories shifted at all along the way?
They have,
Okay.
but they always come back to what I originally thought.
Now listen, I have no problem with someone changing their their theory or their whatever in a case or anything, right? We're human beings, we can change our mind and all of that, right? The problem is the lies. That's the problem for me, right? It's the lies. Not that you've changed or your thought process or your theory or whatever like that. It's just the flat out lies.
After I just, go over all the information so many times or lay in bed and go over everything in my mind from the very beginning to where it is now, the theories in my mind change, but I still have to go with what RCMP say because they have the most information on the case. And I know that's their job to bring justice for Lily.
I agree in cold, dude.
And to bring them home safely.
So what's this?
Stop making.
You stop. Sorry. I shouldn't have a commercial right there.
Daniel Martell is facing charges of sexual assault, and forcible confinement. Martell is the stepfather of missing children Lilly and Jack Sullivan. RCMP have confirmed they arrested 34-year-old Martell on Monday. Police say the victim is an adult, but are not providing.
Hold on. Daphne's having technical problems. Her buttons are sticking now that she's an old lady, she said. She texted me earlier and she said, I'm an old lady. And I said, you're not an old lady, but her buttons are sticking now.
Any more
I'm not sure
details.
about that.
Martell was living with Lilly, Jack, and their mother when the children went missing from his family home in Lansdowne, Nova Scotia last May. The woods surrounding the home was searched for days, and RCMP Major Crimes has been conducting an extensive investigation. But little is known about what happened to the children, and so far, the case has not turned criminal. Earlier this month, RCMP Staff Sergeant Rob McCammon said none of the children's family members are suspects.
I wouldn't say anybody's a suspect. Again, we continue to gather information and whatever evidence that we are able to find, and we'll make our decisions based on that. But we are not in a position to really comment on suspects or anything like that at this time.
Okay, we've
The
saw this one.
mysterious nature of their disappearance has garnered international media attention.
Okay, there is a couple new videos that we are going to watch here. 3 new videos. I want to thank the CBC in Nova Scotia. Now we're going to watch, from what I'm told, this is a really good interview. Again, I have not seen it. I want to give you my original reaction. And then we're going to watch an interview of let's see here. Malaya's, the family members is what we're going to watch. Okay. This is supposed to be interesting. So we'll see.
Hard work and the work we're doing and the information we gather, we will find out what happened with Jack and Lilly.
Staff Sergeant McCammon.
We will find out what happened to Jack and Lilly.
With the case of Jack and Lilly, what's the latest?
We continue to gather information and then work any direction that that there's more information to gather, review that and look for more opportunities. We continue to take in tips from the public and to review and move forward.
Is this case criminal?
Right now, we're gathering all the information. Once we have all the information necessary, we'll make decisions on any criminality that may be relevant to the case.
Is it criminal? Well, right now we're gathering information and we know what that means. A non-answer is an answer, in my opinion, in law enforcement. It's saying it without saying it.
Are you treating this as criminal?
Again, we gather all of our information in any of these situations to a judicial standard in case there is information that identifies criminality. And that is part of our job, is to gather all the information so that we can make good decisions with it.
Can you explain how that works under the Missing Persons Act?
Well, basically, the Missing Persons Act gives us the ability to get judicial authorization to pursue different, more private information that we can then gather to review for any tips or leads direct.
Yes. Again, I've not seen this, so they might say it in a second, but why? I get it, it's under the Missing Persons Act, but why are you, sir, Major Crimes there? That one right there.
To go to find more information.
The children's stepfather, Daniel Martell, has also indicated that recently his DNA sample was taken. Why now?
Because it was the appropriate time, or we felt it was time to collect that information, of course. Sometimes DNA doesn't necessarily, not because anybody's a suspect, but to maybe we may find DNA in places where we expect it to be found and we need.
Why now?
Because it was the appropriate time, or
it was the appropriate time. I can see. That's interesting. It was the appropriate time 9 months later to collect Daniel's DNA. Got it.
Felt it was time to collect that information, of course. Sometimes DNA doesn't necessarily, not because anybody's a suspect, but to maybe we may find DNA in places where we expect it to be found and we need to be able to eliminate people. So it's something that we do, especially in missing persons cases, that to collect that information, make sure it's safeguarded.
Are any of the children's family members considered suspects in this case?
I wouldn't say anybody's a suspect. Again, we continue to gather information and whatever.
Again, like I say in all of these cases that go on and on and on, if you cannot clear a parent or somebody that was in the house with the individual or individuals after 9 months, after 2 years, after 5 years, that says everything you need to know, in my opinion. If you can't say, "Oh, yeah, yeah, they didn't do anything," right?
Evidence that we are able to find, and we'll make our decisions based on that. But we are not in a position to really comment on suspects or anything like that at this time.
Do you have suspects?
Again, we're working the investigation. I can't comment in detail on where we're going because I have to maintain any integrity of the work we're doing. Anybody in the public who has information that can help us with this.
Yeah. Do you have suspects? Do you have suspects in this non-criminal investigation? That doesn't even make sense, right? Of course you do.
Are asked to please engage with us and pass that information along so that we can work with it.
What do you think happened here?
Again, I'm not going to comment on what I think. As a professional investigator, we have to base our
comment on what you know, Rob, Mr. McGammon, please. I like you. Love that goatee.
Direction on evidence and information.
Tell us.
I'm not here to comment on my thoughts, and I'll allow the information we gather to make those decisions.
From the beginning, RCMP has maintained that this was.
I would be in that room if I was her, and I would have cut that camera off and been, come on, Mr. McGammon. You know you want to tell me. What's it going to take to get answers? I need the answers, Mr. McGammon. Put your little goatee. Come on, Mr. McGammon.
Not an abduction. The families believe that it could have been an abduction.
Listen.
Do you think that that's a possibility?
Joyous, you have to do what you have to do to get the answers sometimes. Okay.
Here?
Well, if that were something that took place, we will gather the information and we will pursue that, and we will pursue any charges related to anything like that took place. However, again, we don't have any direct evidence.
What? Hold on.
Families believe that it could have been an abduction. Do you think that that's a possibility here?
Well, if that were something that took place, we will gather the information and we will pursue that, and we will pursue any charges related to anything like that took place. However, again, we don't have any direct evidence charges related to that took place. We will gather the information. Well,
been an abduction.
Do you think this is an abduction?
That that's a possibility here?
Well, if that were something that took place, we will gather the information and we will pursue that, and we will pursue any charges related to anything like that took place. However, again, we don't have any direct evidence of an abduction or anything like that at this time. So
he's not a good liar, in my opinion. I mean, I think he probably is, like when he's in the room and he's, really like asking somebody something, but when it's kind of low key, you can tell it all over his face, in my opinion. Hello, Miss Carrie. Thank you so much, my darling. 7 months. Hello, Justin and everyone. Hello, Miss Carrie. Thank you so much for your support, my dear. Really, really do appreciate your continued support, Miss Carrie. Good to see you. Yes, I really like her approach in this case. She does try hard, even with MBM friends, but these people are not going to say it. She did some really good questions, specifically with Daniels, in my opinion. She really did. And right here too. Like, she's pressing, and I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. A round of applause.
Pursuing the investigative avenue of an abduction.
We will look in all avenues of investigation. I'm just, that's not evidence or information that we have directly at this time.
Why not?
Oh, There could be a number of reasons for that. We may not have found that information yet. There could be a member of the public out there that has a key piece of knowledge that we haven't managed to bring forward yet. There could be a number of reasons for that, and the other one being there may not have been an abduction. So there may not.
Wow. Well, that's very interesting what he says there, because there may not have been an abduction, which is nothing new, because RCMP said from the get-go that they don't have any evidence of an abduction, right? There might not have been abduction. There wasn't a fucking abduction. I mean, there's nothing to suggest that Jack and Lilly was abducted by anyone, unless you're listening to Daniel, Malaya, Durwood, or Janie. That's it.
Be evidence out there to gather. Again, that's why we have to let the information we gather dictate our decisions and direction.
The families say that on May 2nd, they were told by an RCMP member on scene that an Amber Alert would be issued, and that did not happen. Why not?
I can't comment on the commentary that may have happened between a member and the family at the scene.
Now, listen. No. Malaya and Daniel and them were pushing it, just like Malaya was pushing that someone might have taken Jack and Lilly. When she texted Belinda, I have reason to believe that Jack and Lilly were abducted. Well, what's the reasoning? Because none of us, nobody else knows why you would have reason to believe that.
But when it comes to the Amber Alert, the criteria for an Amber Alert wasn't met. We didn't have the necessary pre-qualifiers to issue an Amber Alert. However, we did issue vulnerable persons alerts related to the disappearance of Jack and Lilly, and that was the appropriate kind of direction with the information we had at the time.
Looking back, was that the right call?
Yeah.
Have mistakes been made in the handling of this case?
I'm very confident in the work that the RCMP's done on this case, from the initial response that was within really minutes, and people on the ground searching property within a couple of hours, and the continued investigative effort by the investigators. I'm very confident in the work we've done. No, I don't believe we've made any huge mistakes, and we continue to put effort in to try and resolve what's happened with Jack and Lilly. I'm confident in the work the RCMP's put into this file.
What's taking so long?
Well, the sheer volume of information that's come in is a big part. And, investigations like this take time. We've had over 8,000 videos that we've had to review and go through. We've had over 1,000 tips from the public, and each one of those tips have to be reviewed in detail, and steps taken to ascertain the veracity or whether they're accurate or not. And that all takes time, and you have to do it thoroughly, and you have to document it properly. So larger investigations, they take a lot of time to do, and we have to take these steps and make sure we get our everything in a row properly to move forward.
At this point, do you think those children are still in the woods?
Wix gives you the power of AI to build the website.
Why did I get up? Oh, that's why. I should not have gotten up, because I don't have it on the...
I believe that with hard work and the work...
At this point, do you think those children are still in the woods?
We've done an extensive ground search using all technology that could be available to us, including drones and penetrating radar for the ground. We've had human remains detection dogs out there, and our ground search and rescue volunteers covered extensively the area around where the children were missing. So I think the chances are low. However, there's always that possibility that they may be in an area that just we haven't been able to find them. It does happen. It's happened. So I would say that the chances are
I got
there is a
premium
slight
carry,
potential they're still in the
didn't have
woods.
the right account.
But we're following up on every lead we can to try and ascertain that.
So if they're not in the woods, where could they be?
Well, again, that's that is the main goal of what we're trying.
Well, I mean, I believe Jack and Lily are in the woods. I just don't believe they're in that part of the woods. You know what I mean? And Daniel's 100% sure. The only one
to accomplish.
RCMP isn't 100% sure even, but Daniel is. Isn't that amazing how that happens, guys?
What happened with Jack and Lily?
The court documents suggest that RCMP are using technology-based techniques. What does that mean? Basically,
we're looking at whatever technology is out there to assist us with our work, whether that be during the search phase with the drones and the side scanning lidar and radar, or whether that's through the use of different analysis products or other tech options, whether it be the use of video review programs that do things more efficiently, which we have done. You know, there's just looking at different ways to do our jobs more efficiently and to gather the most evidence possible.
In the early hours of May 2nd, we know from the court documents that 2 people in the area heard a vehicle coming and going. What can you tell me about that? Is that substantial evidence here?
We have followed up on all those areas, and you know, we're confident in the information we've gathered, but I don't really have any direct comment about that situation.
Perfect. You know, boy, that's very, very interesting right there. Very, very interesting right there. Could you tell us, there are 2 individuals in the area, you know, one on each side of the house, right? And they said that they heard a car, not only a car, Mr. Martell's car, you know, the one that he's always saying, the blue or the black car, and he's talking about that, you know, 4-wheel 2017 Nissan. You know, he wants to make sure he's got that one. Boy, that is very, very interesting. No answer on that. No answer, no direct answer. Let's just replay that little part again here. And let me tell you something. This little honey right here, she is doing it. She is doing the damn thing. She is doing it. She is asking all the right questions, girl. Go with it.
From the court documents that 2 people in the area heard a vehicle coming and going. What can you tell me about that? Is that substantial evidence here?
We have followed up on all those areas, and you know, we're confident in the information we've gathered, but I don't really have any direct comment about that situation. We've you know, it's part of our investigation, and we'll continue on with that.
So you're not saying that it's not relevant?
Obviously, it's something that happened in the area the morning that the 2 kids went missing. We have to consider that.
Did you hear that? Holy shit.
Obviously, it's something that happened in the area.
Obviously, it's something that happened in the area. Obviously, it's something that happened in the area.
Oh my God!
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Obviously, it's something that happened in the area. Not we're looking to substantiate it now, or we can't substantiate it now. Not that anymore.
Better late than Blanche. Pregnant.
That. So interesting. Damn, this is good.
In the morning that the two kids went missing, we have to consider that a relevant thing to follow up with and look into, but I'm not suggesting that's creating us to consider criminal action or anything like that.
As we approach the 1-year mark, is there any sense that this could become a cold case at this point?
I can't really comment on that. The information and investigative work will dictate that. As far as I'm concerned, it's not going to be a cold case. This is a case that needs to be solved. So we will pursue every avenue available to us to ascertain what happened with Jack and Lilly.
So as of right now, it remains very active.
Very active. Very active. Yeah.
Do you think this will be solved?
Guys, we just got a little bit of breaking news. I'm going to just go over this 1 second. We're going to get right back to this, but there is just one thing that did break, and we're going to cover that related to a second case that we are covering. This is Savannah Guthrie. She has just made a comment related to her mother's case and the siblings.
On behalf of our family, we want to thank all of you for the prayers for our beloved mom, Nancy. We feel them, and we continue to believe that she feels them too. Our mom is a kind, faithful, loyal, fiercely loving woman of goodness and light. She's funny, spunky, and clever. She has grandchildren that adore her and crowd around her and cover her with kisses. She loves fun and adventure. She is a devoted friend. She is full of kindness and knowledge. Talk to her and you'll see.
The light is missing from our lives. Nancy is our mother. We are her children. She is our beacon. She holds fast to joy in all of life's circumstances. She chooses joy day after day, despite having already passed through great trials of pain and grief. We are always going to be merely human, just normal human people who need our mom. Mama, if you're listening, we need you to come home. We miss you.
Our mom is our heart and our home. She is 84 years old. Her health, her heart is fragile. She lives in constant pain. She is without any medicine. She needs it to survive. She needs it not to suffer. We too have heard the reports about a ransom letter in the media. As a family, we are doing everything that we can. We are ready to talk. However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her. We want to hear from you, and we are ready to listen. Please reach out to us. Mommy, if you are hearing this, you are a strong woman. You are God's precious daughter, Nancy. We believe and know that even in this valley, He is with you. Everyone is looking for you, Mommy, everywhere. We will not rest. Your children will not rest until we are together again. We speak to you every moment, and we pray without ceasing, and we rejoice in advance for the day that we hold you in our arms again. We love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom.
We love you, Mom. Stay strong.
We love you, Mom. We love
On behalf of our family,
Sorry, I was muted. I apologize. Um, I wanted to bring that to you guys. That was just breaking in the Nancy Guthrie case. Of course, her daughter there, Savannah Guthrie, from the Today Show, and Savannah's sister, Annie, and her brother. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now, but that is the very, very latest in the disappearance. And if anything breaks during this program, we will get right to that. So we're going to continue with Jack and Lily's case, because that is what we're here for. Cameron, thank you so much. Very, very interesting. They are heartbroken, and my heart just is in shatters for that family. They are such a good family, and we just pray that she is okay. I hope. Okay, here we go.
Involved in the near future?
I hesitate to put any timelines because, as I said, this is a large investigation, and this is
One second.
we will pursue every avenue available to us to ascertain what happened with Jack and Lilly.
So as of right now, it remains very active.
Very active. Very active.
Very active. Very
Do you
active.
think this will be solved in the near future?
I hesitate to put any timelines because, as I said, this is a large investigation, and this, as you've identified, there's a lot to it. It's not an everyday kind of file that's fairly simple and straightforward. So I hate to put a timeline on it, but I believe that with hard work and the work we're doing and the information we gather, we will find out what happened with Jack and Lilly.
Okay, so there we have that. They seem very confident that they are going to find out what happened to Jack and Lilly, and a lot of things that they said there is very, very interesting. Now we're going to go to family members of Jack and Lilly, who is speaking about their experiences. From what I understand, from what I hear, again, I have not viewed this yet because I want to give you my genuine reaction. And the reporter allegedly presses on here as well. Aren't they looking into the odd pic of them hiding their faces? I heard the guy is from Italy. You're talking about the yes, they are. Indeed. Okay. Here we go.
Of children with soft smiles, frozen in time, now just memories.
You wonder every day where they are.
The mother of missing children, Jack and Lilly Sullivan, Malaya Brooks Murray, has faced intense criticism online for staying quiet. But now, 9 months after the children disappeared, her inner circle is speaking out.
Her behavior to a lot of people may seem odd, but until you're in that situation, you really don't know how you...
No, that's not true. No. You speak up for your kids. Who the hell else is going to do it? Nobody can be an advocate like Malaya. Nobody. Nope. Nope.
would act.
Robinson says Brooks Murray hasn't been doing well. She's lost weight, taking it day by day and out of the public eye.
I guess if you know Malaya, that isn't out of the ordinary for her. That's just
Well, she can certainly go to the damn beach. She can certainly go to the damn beach and go to the bars, right? I mean, she can go, to the beach and smile at strangers and party up at the bars and whoop it up and all that, but she can't sit down and talk about her kids. I disagree.
who she is. She was always quiet.
6-year-old Lily and 5-year-old Jack were reported missing from their home in rural Nova Scotia last May. It's a mystery that remains unsolved despite days of searches and an extensive investigation by RCMP Major Crimes. Brooks Murray's mother says the past 9 months have been torture. Cindy Murray didn't want to be interviewed on camera.
She hasn't even posted a damn flyer about her kids like that.
But she told CBC the hardest part for her family is not knowing what happened.
It's just a nightmare. I can't describe it. It's mental torture
This
to
is
figure
Cindy.
out, like, how come it's taking so long.
For a year and a half, Brooks Murray lived with
I think that's interesting how she said, how come it's taking so long? The investigator just said it's a complicated case. We know that. But maybe if your daughter got up and spoke, maybe that would help, perhaps. Maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. But you would think a mother would.
her common law partner,
But she says, but I will say that she says, how come it's taking so long? To me, that's like, in my opinion, why is it taking so long? RCMP, cough, Daniel, cough.
Daniel Martell, in this home with Jack, Lily, and their baby daughter.
As part of the investigation, police asked Brooks Murray and Martell about their relationship. Their statements are detailed in search warrant applications that were sought early on in the case. According to court documents, in the weeks before the children were reported missing, the couple had been fighting about money. And
oh, there we go again. There we go again, y'all. That money is brought right back up again. The people, or the couple rather, had been fighting about money. I agree. I think Malaya has always been enabled, right? I mean, her mother still picks up after her like she's a child. There was a big old, alleged fight about
affidavit
that.
filed by RCMP to request a search warrant says Brooks Murray told police Martell would take her phone from her when she tried to call her mom, which would sometimes be physical and hurt. Martell told RCMP there was no physical violence.
Robinson says the day the children went missing was the first time she saw where the family had been living. She was shocked.
Just the condition of the house. I mean, she had left because we weren't leaving her there.
I get that. Listen, I don't blame her family one bit. But I will say her mother knew exactly where she lived, the condition that she was living in, and the condition that her grandkids were living in. So I don't think it's as easy for her to say as we were not going to leave without her, based upon the condition that it was in, because what's Malaya's mom's name? I can't think of her name right now. She knew exactly I know that's not her mother, but her mother, Malaya's mother, knew exactly what condition Malaya was living in, her grandkids were living in. Cindy knew exactly. And she says here, I don't blame Cindy, especially. I mean, but the thing is, this should have happened. Malaya should have gotten out of there before this. She shouldn't have went back after Easter. I know it's easier said than done. I get all that and stuff. But she went back after Easter.
Robinson says the day the children went missing was the first time she saw where the family had been living. She was shocked.
Just the condition of the house. I mean, she had left because we weren't leaving her there.
She had left because we weren't leaving her there. Again, Cindy, I would have done the same thing if that was my kid. You're not staying here. Get in the fucking car. I don't care if you're 30 years old or 50 years old, my kid. You're getting in the car, right? Like, I get that, but the kids are missing now. So it should have been done a long time ago. A lot of people failed these kids.
On January 29th, Martell was charged with assault, sexual assault, and forcible confinement related to an adult complainant. He has not responded to requests for...
Guys, I know that's not Cindy. I know this is not Cindy. This is, like Malaya's and the family and stuff. But what I'm saying is, she's like, we weren't leaving, like, as a family, she's saying we weren't leaving her there. Right? It's not like the whole family didn't know Malaya and the kids didn't live like that. Some of the family didn't. Yeah, Cheryl didn't. But other family members did.
Comment on the charges, but in early January, he sat down for an interview with CBC. Martell says RCMP took a blood sample from him in December, and he says there was a box checked on the consent form that said no criminal involvement.
I've known since the start that I'm 100% innocent, but to see it visually with my own eyes, it was a big thing.
A bullshit? Cute.
Cindy Murray says RCMP don't provide many details, but as...
Now, the trailer's clean here. It's clean in this one. Right here, everything looks good.
Cindy Murray says RCMP don't provide many details.
I don't know what's up with this.
But as time ticks on, it's harder to be patient. Don't provide many details. But as time ticks on, it's harder to be patient.
I hope that
this is Easter right before.
But as time ticks on, it's hard.
This is literally right before they went missing. Right before they went missing.
Harder to be patient.
I hope that they're checking every avenue and doing as much as they possibly can.
The head of major crimes in Nova Scotia says it's not easy keeping his cards close to his chest, but they have to protect the investigation.
As far as I'm concerned, it's not going to be a cold case. This is a case that needs to be solved, so we will pursue every avenue available to us.
You hear that? To the perpetrator or perpetrators of this case, this, as far as he's concerned, this will not be a cold case.
That statement happened, Jack Lilly.
Ali Thompson, CBC News, Halifax.
Oh, damn. I thought this was the long one. Sorry, guys. I thought this was the long one. I apologize. This wasn't the long one. This was the... Sorry. Here we go.
How is she doing?
She's just trying to take it day by day.
So, Angeline, you've been friends with Malaya since childhood.
Yep.
And Cheryl, you're a friend, but also very close family as well. Can you walk me through May 2nd? when you learned they were missing?
I learned on a Facebook post. Me, my sister, and my friend were fishing, and I just happened to scroll Facebook, and I saw the post from the RCMP that Lily and Jack were missing, and we decided we would go over and help look for them. Before we got there, we thought that they would have been found. You know, these situations are usually resolved quickly.
How would you describe the scene that day?
Chaotic. It was very chaotic. It was busy. A lot of people, neighbors, friends, all kinds of different search and rescue. It was very stressful.
And that was your first time there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you walk me through when you learned about their disappearance? Where were you?
I was at work when I learned about it. The notification popped up on my phone. I don't think I looked at it right away because I didn't look too deep into it. But then my coworker at lunchtime, she brought it up and she started reading like the whole thing out loud. And when she said the two names, I was like, hold on, like, wait a minute. And I just grabbed my phone and called Malaya. And I was like, are your kids missing? And she said yes. And she was very upset. Like you could tell through the phone that she had been crying about it.
Yeah, and you were working. Did you go there that day?
I didn't that day, no.
And Cheryl, I mean, for you, you were there. How was she doing that day?
There was a lot of ups and downs. I think herself, she thought that the kids were going to be found and that it was going to be resolved fairly quickly. And I don't think it really set in until later that night that, you know, something wasn't right.
And so the blanket that was found, were you there when that was found?
I wasn't there when the blanket was found, but I was taken to where the blanket was found. And it was still in the tree at that point when we had walked up.
Can you walk me through that? What was the blanket? What was the deal there?
It was just a piece of Lily's blanket. I guess it was used to cover a hole that was in like the window or door where cold air was coming in. And the piece that was in the blanket was hung over the back railing, and the other piece was thrown out after they were done.
Oh, now come the fuck on. That makes it even more suspicious. Okay. So there's a piece of the blanket in the tree. There's a piece on the back railing of the porch. And then there's a piece in the trash can. What? Why didn't you throw the whole damn thing away then? Daniel, Malaya. That is insanity. Straight up insanity.
Still in the tree at that point when we had walked up.
Can you walk me through that? What was the blanket? What was the deal there?
It was just a piece of Lily's blanket. I guess it was used to cover a hole that was in like the window or door where cold air was coming in. And the piece that was in the blanket was hung over the back railing, and the other piece was thrown out after they were done using it. I think late spring.
No, that is so messed up. I cannot, y'all. That is like, oh my God. Oh, wow. Look at this piece of blanket that we found way up in the tree. Oh my God, a kilometer away, there is a piece of the blanket here on the porch. Oh my God, a week earlier, I threw a part of that blanket in the trash can. Like, why would I ever throw a whole blanket away? Lord help me. Father help. What? That is the craziest stuff. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, honey. Can any... Yeah, Sarah. Like, that is even crazier. I am gobsmacked. Oh, Julia. A lot. A lot.
It was just a piece of Lily's blanket. I guess it was used to cover a hole that was in like the window or door where cold air was coming in. And the piece that was in the blanket was hung over the back railing, and the other piece was thrown out after they were done using it, I think late.
Yeah, after you're done using a piece of the blanket. Remember, Daniel says, a pink blanket? So I automatically went to the trash can because I had remembered I had thrown out the blanket a week prior, even though Malaya says she threw it out a week prior, even though a piece of the pink blanket is in a tree a whole kilometer away that Jack and Lily were never seen leaving or could have not even reached up there. And the other part is on the back porch, and the other part is in the trash.
Spring.
If seriously, if anyone believes Daniel and Malaya at this point, you are so dumb.
And then it was found in the tree a couple kilometers up the road.
What did you think about that?
I found it odd, very odd, that it would go from the house to the tree.
I'll ask about the boot.
Justin, I watched this interview twice. First, they didn't know how to get in contact with Malaya. Then they call her right away. She had them blocked, which is correct. I've not watched all of it yet. Yes, but now they're doing DNA testing. And Daniel says RCMP told him 100% it was planted. I spoke about this blanket and spoke about this blanket and spoke about this blanket. I rode Daniel's ass on this blanket. A lot of people would not talk about this blanket. I knew this blanket was something.
So, Angeline, you've been fixated on this case and know the details. What do you make of the boot print that matches Lily's foot size and boot print?
It was a clump of them. It wasn't like a trail leading up to like a set of footprints walking up anywheres. It was a clump.
Oh, so it was multiple footprints, not just one? Oh, okay. What's your impression of that, Cheryl?
Kind of the same as Angeline. When you find a cluster of footprints just in the middle of the road, you're kind of looking around, wondering where the other footprints leading up to this cluster is. And there wasn't any.
And so these things, the blanket, the boot print, seem odd to you both.
Yeah.
It's certainly odd. And listen, I'll be the first to say, I don't think Malaya planted the blanket. I don't think she planted the boot print or anything like that. I think this was a one-man band as far as what happened to Jack and Lily and all that. I do think Malaya went with the story, maybe because she was afraid. I don't know. But we do know that she can, in my opinion at least, that she continued lying for months, even after she left.
So in terms of the RCMP investigation, Angeline, we'll start with you. What's your take on where that stands?
It's been slow. I don't know why it's been slow. Like, I don't know if it's because of the lack of
What's that, Daphne?
evidence they might have, or if it's just because it's like a really peculiar case. I'm sure that's part of it. I'm just wondering, like, if they were able to step back and look at it from like maybe more of an abduction, like something more criminal, if they would make any more headway than what they have by viewing it as a missing persons case.
Do you believe it's criminal?
I think it's a possibility, and I do think that they should look into it so that it can be ruled completely off the table.
Gotcha. Well, Daniel is a liar. Absolutely. We know that. It's provable easily. Justin, she meant, how could Angeline call Malaya if Daniel said all their numbers were blocked on their phones? He's full of shit.
How would you describe the mood that day?
It was different. It was kind of odd, I guess. For
Did
the
I miss something?
situation.
By viewing it as a missing persons case.
Do you believe it's criminal?
I think it's a possibility, and I do think that they should look into it so that it can be ruled completely off the table.
How would you describe the mood that day?
Just be honest in your interview. Come on.
It was different. It was kind of odd, I guess. For the situation, I didn't really know what to expect. It was different.
How was it odd?
A lot of controversy, a lot of family issues, a lot of family dynamics. Like I said, it was my first time over there. Never met anybody over there. Just didn't feel very welcoming.
Do you want to speak to why you hadn't been over there?
Kind of lost touch with Malaya after she had moved over there. And I feel bad about not keeping in touch with her, but I didn't know how else to get a hold of her.
What were you surprised about when you got there?
The conditions that the kids were living in.
Hey, Dee Dee.
Things that we had learned through looking for the kids.
A lot of the speculation has been...
Dee Dee, you got some work to do. 3 interviews. You got some work. Andale, Dee Dee. Oh my God. I'm losing my mind. I don't know if you've been watching very long, Dee Dee, but did you just hear where they said part of the blanket was up in the tree, part of the blanket was in the back porch, the deck, and then part of the blanket was in the trash? Craziness. Hey, Jane, what is wrong with Malaya? She doesn't give up. And in my opinion, they both should be charged, and I want to find those babies, in my opinion. I agree. Dee Dee did a video today. Okay, we'll watch it.
And, why
We'll watch it tomorrow.
did Malaya and her family leave and not come back?
Mm-hmm.
Anything you'd like to say about why that decision was made?
She had left because we weren't leaving her there.
What concerned you the most?
Again, I understand. I would take my daughter, my son, my grandkids, anybody out of there. A dog, a cat, fuck, even a cockroach at this point. But it's not like family members of Malaya didn't know she wasn't there.
Just the condition of the house. I mean, I know that not everybody has a fancy house, not everybody is rich, but
It has nothing to do with fancy or rich. It has to do with care. That's all. Just care. You know something? They showed a picture of Jack and Lily earlier, and the kitchen was cleaned up. It's not, it's certainly not going in Architectural Digest, right? But it's clean there, and it's fine there when it's like that. But again, you can have the cleanest house in the world, and there can still be abuse and neglect. And that's exactly right, Sarah. Love and care is what makes a home, right? You can have stuff cluttered everywhere and still, be a loving, caring environment. That it's not just, one thing.
There's things that you can do to improve your living conditions. Yeah, because she never grew up that way. Her mom always had a nice, clean house, and her grandmother always had a nice, clean house too. And that's how she was. That's what she was.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm very familiar with her too. Like, I'd be going over, and she'd be like in the middle of like cleaning or doing some type of like chore for the day.
And so, how are you supporting her now through this?
She has been here pretty much every day since the kids went missing. Yeah. We just try to help her and guide her in the right direction and give her the hope that the kids will be found.
Yeah, the support that she needs to like navigate it, either like emotionally or just us being there, like talking about what she could do and like how it might be like a benefit.
Yeah.
How is she doing?
Not great. I've noticed a significant decrease in her weight since the kids have gone missing. She's just trying to take it day by day.
Okay. And so how did the rest of that week go?
It was hard, especially the 6th day when they scaled back the search and gave the briefing that they did. It was hard to hear that, but we never gave up the hope of finding them. And we still don't.
And I understand there was a request for an Amber Alert.
Yes.
Can you
Except I don't think she was. I mean, everyone can have their own opinion. But he says, in my opinion, MBM was asleep. He did what he did. She woke up and they were gone. She panicked and got threatened and had to follow his story. She doesn't know where the kids are and they are gone. She woke up allegedly at midnight, and Daniel was doing allegedly math in the bathroom. Now, it's one thing to go with the story, I think, in the beginning, but when leaving there, when you was already supposed to leaving anyways, and going for months after this, I can't. Cheryl said she never been to Malea's mom's, and then she said she grew up at Cindy's was nice, clean house.
tell me about that?
We had asked for an Amber Alert a few hours after the kids had went missing, and we were told that they were working on it. So they had to send it to their supervisor, whoever deals with the Amber Alerts.
Well, they were working to see if it got approved or not. They don't make the decision on the ground there whether it's approved or not. They have to send it in for it to be approved or not. And it obviously wasn't approved, and there was nothing to,
And it come back saying that it didn't meet the criteria because apparently you have to have like a suspect or reason to believe that they could have been abducted. So all we got was a vulnerable missing person alert, and it only went to Pictou County, Antigonish, and Truro, I believe. So it didn't even go like Nova Scotia wide, just those 3 areas. So that was pretty disappointing.
So you were told there would.
Starflower, I actually believe now that she is working with the RCMP. I said months ago, even if you have to give Malaya a deal, right? If it's what it takes to find Jack and Lily, and in my opinion, prosecute the really bad person, do it, right? But
Be an Amber Alert
Yeah,
coming.
yeah. They said they were like we'd ask them every hour, and a lady would tell us that they were working on it, and and then we never got one. We were disappointed, but it also gave us reason to think that they thought they were in the woods and that they were going to be found, and that nobody took them.
And you've both been out there. We met at the volunteer search back in November. What were your impressions going back to the scene then?
I almost felt sick. We were hoping that we would be able to find them, to have some type of closure to the case. But being out there gave us a little more insight of the area, where it wasn't as busy that day as it was on May 2nd. So we were able to really look around and get a feel for, what the woods was really like.
And so leaving there, what did you feel?
We felt a lot of disappointment, but also a lot of relief. We didn't find them, so it gave us hope that they're still okay.
Did you leave there with the impression they weren't in the woods?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you go through the woods with the lens of two little children navigating?
Well, obviously, but this is the thing. They left there with the impression that Jack and Lily were not in the woods. Apparently, Malaya left with the impression that Jack and Lily weren't in the woods either, right? Because she left, right? What mother leaves and, moves an hour away when she thinks her babies could be right out there, alive, dead, or in trouble? It doesn't matter. What mother is going to leave doing that? Right? And I appreciate them doing interviews, but I think there's just an emotional, naturally there's emotions because Malaya's friends or family members to them, and it's hard to see what how Malaya might have behaved or whatever in the past, but even a friend or a family member may not know how someone is in a relationship, especially whenever they admittedly grown apart and they didn't talk to each other for a long time, and they distance. I mean, you distance for a reason because your lives are going in different directions, right? So I was at the Dollarama about a half hour ago. I looked at the special candle and it has a picture of a boy and a girl. I just stood there and very sad. Justin's phone is going to self-destruct by the sounds. That's my phone. It sounds like a lottery machine, doesn't it? Ding, ding, ding. I didn't turn it off. I usually turn it off during my last.
Getting that, and whether that would be possible?
We did, like the cliffs and the hills and the water, and the amount of times that we had fallen. A number of us fell. There was a few injuries through different teams. Yeah, it's hard to think that they could have navigated any further than a kilometer, really.
And so now that we're more than 8 months into this case, how is everyone doing with this?
It seems like it gets worse every day.
Frustration comes to mind, especially when you sit there and you kind of feel like your hands are tied, and how much that you can do. Like, how many times can you go out in search of woods? You feel limited on the types of things that you can do.
What keeps you up at night?
I feel like it's just trying to piece together like what happened. Because if maybe you could figure that out, then like you would know where they might be. But it's just the not knowing.
We don't really have any direction, so we're not sure which way to go. There's a lot of components
I agree,
to this
Shannon,
case,
100%.
and you worry about if you're missing
fair.
something, or if you know something that's, little that could matter.
What's not adding up for you?
The whole case.
Anything in particular?
Come on, just say it. Be blunt. Let's just get on with it.
The different stories we've heard over the last several months.
Thank you.
If
Thank
you don't
you.
know what happened, then there shouldn't be any stories. It should be, I don't know.
Yes.
And yeah, that's very frustrating when you have so many different people telling so many different stories. It makes it hard to figure out what really happened.
Let's dive into that. So stories are being shared, lots of speculation online, particularly YouTube
No,
shows.
how about no. Daniel. Janie. Right. Daniel. Janie. Durwood. Malaya. Them. The stories.
Tell me about that. What's that been like?
The internet can be a great thing, but it also can be a really terrible thing. We have met some really great people through this whole tragedy, and we've also met some really mean, nasty people. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of theory.
You know something? I have not met anyone nastier than the person that Malaya was with. I've not met anyone nastier than that. Someone that bruises children, allegedly. Someone that SAs women, allegedly, who's being charged for SA. Someone that another person that was on the property that says she heard nothing. So I've not met anyone on this internet in this case that has been nastier than them. Someone that has these children bruises under their eyes and their fingernails are literally coming off. With fear, and there's no coats and all kinds of things going on in that house. X's showing bruises, his messages saying that he wants to R her while she's asleep, and if she says it hurts or to stop, he'll do it harder. I've not seen any person be nastier than that, because you can't be nastier than that. You can't be nastier than someone laying hands on a child and bruising not only their physical body, but their spirit. Their actual spirit, and potentially snuffing their little 4 and 6-year-old bodies out of existence because he doesn't get his way, or he's out of his head at the time, or someone's going to leave him, or there's financial trouble. So I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
Carries a lot of blame. Yeah, it's been really hard.
It's definitely toxic is the word to use, and frustrating. It can take away from the main point of the case. But at the same time, at the end of the day, I guess you don't know what little thing might come up on there that could actually benefit it.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, I might disagree with a lot of creators, and maybe not even care for some of them that might speak about Jack and Lily or whatever. But as long as like they're, I really don't like the AI channels and stuff, and I vehemently can't stand the ones that says Jack and Lily found 5 minutes ago and that kind of stuff. But as long as they're keeping their name out there, I appreciate, them speaking on the case. I don't, it's certainly more than their mother is doing. And it's, Daniel has spoken out. He's lied his ass off, but nonetheless, he's spoken out. Lied his ass
How
off.
has it affected your life?
Probably in the fact that it's can be time consuming.
I've had people post my address online.
Shouldn't do that.
I've had people sit across the road, take pictures of my house. Just a lot of nasty things. In the beginning, a lot of people blamed us for having the kids.
And the people that, I think she's talking about Durwood there, by the way. I think she's talking about Durwood with the pictures and all that shit.
A lot of people don't know the dynamics around the situation, and know that we didn't speak to Malaya for almost 2 years prior to the kids going missing. We did.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. You can know someone, but 2 years can really change a person, right? Like it can really change a person and their relationship and the dynamics that they're living in and all that. It can be like someone you went to, school with, and they were your best friend in school, and you lose connection for 10, 15 years. And, you might see them and you're like, what the hell happened to them? Right? Like, or wow, I'm surprised they are a total different person in the best way or the worst way. You just don't know. Life happens to people in different ways. Life happens to all of us in one way or another, right? If we continue living. So, thinking that Malaya wouldn't know or whatever when you didn't see her for 2 years is, it's About that.
Didn't know where she lived.
For you, Angeline, seeing your best friend going through this, what's that like for you?
It's definitely highlighted how seeing how her world has like turned upside down. It's where I look at the social media a lot.
Baby.
It's
Exactly.
seeing the lack of like empathy, or like the lack of people wanting to be open-minded and understanding, and like constantly blame her. I find that's what really bothers me.
For me, it's not about Daniel, and it's not about Malaya. It really is about Jack and Lily. But this is the entire thing, and not everyone agrees with every creator's views and the way that they handle things or whatever. But they are the fucking adults. She is a whole ass mother to 3 human beings, and 2 of them are gone. Malaya is a woman. She does womanly things like give birth, right? 3 human beings called her mother, which is the best title you will ever get in this life. It is the most privileged title that you will ever get in this life. It is the hardest title you will ever get in this life. And when you are not speaking up for your children, right? It sets alarm bells off for anybody. Anybody. Because the day you have those children, that is when you essentially take an oath to the world that I will speak up for these kids. I will protect them, right? I will be here for them until I am flat on my back in a casket, dirt over me. That's the way it's supposed to be. But you're right, Amy Beth. Not everyone does that. And that's not normal. It's not normal for someone to just say, I want him home. I want him home. Yeah, well, actions speak louder than words. Your children's life, or your whoever you care for, that's your stepchildren, your kids, your, niece, nephew, if you're the guardian of them, your life comes second. It just does. It comes second. And if she was using whatever, she should be ashamed of whatever is going on to say comment. Yeah. It's just crazy. Thank you so much, Dean White. Appreciate you, baby. Thank you so very much for your support. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I missed this earlier. Mary, thank you so much, honey. I do appreciate you. Thank you so much, love. And thank you so much, Jane. I appreciate you as well, my love. Thank you so much for your support. Anyone's brain that works in that way, that takes their kids back to being abused more clearly, is insane. She had her mom. She was safe. Babies were safe. I pray she does get help. Yeah, I do too. I think Malaya is stunted in a very immature way. I think she has been coddled her entire life with whatever. I think she's wanted to be a big girl whenever she wanted to be a big girl, and she wants to be. And hell, who the hell doesn't? But you're a mom. You're a whole ass mother to 3, and 2 of them are missing, and 1 is not in your care, and the other 2, whatever happened, and we're gonna all find out one day, I believe, soon, hopefully. But I don't know. It's very conflicting with Malaya because, again, Malaya had a hell of a lot more opportunity than a lot of other mothers who didn't have the opportunities to get out that she did, or that Malaya did have, and other mothers got the hell out that didn't have the same resources as Malaya had, right? Malaya was gone for a couple weeks during the Easter break, right? And she ended up going back. Her mom, right, wanted her out. Everyone wanted her out. Her grandmother just kept giving her the credit card. You know what I mean? Her grandmother just kept giving her the credit card, and they were all buying them groceries and everything. Like, Malaya could have went to her grandma's at any time. She was living there before. Her mom and them tried to get her out months before.
Me the most, but at the end of the day, like, they don't.
I understand being scared. I get it. People's like, she might have been scared or whatever. But I understand it's scary and all that. But what would be more scary and more unacceptable is not only you getting the shit beat out of you all the time, but seeing your kids that happening to. Your kids that is happening to in the house. So the way my mind works, I'd rather be scared around my family and knowing my kids are safe than being scared in the storm, getting the shit beat out of me and my kids. That's just me. I don't
know her. I know her. I'm a stranger to them. Like, how are they going to trust my word? And you have people who turn around and say, well, you think you might know someone?
I actually like this girl. I mean, I really do. I think she's a good person. You can tell she's a good person, and I think she's a very compassionate person. And she's a very much understanding, and I know they love Malaya and all that. I get that. I just think that they are being played.
So it feels like a never-ending battle, and she's not a bad person. She's not a bad mom.
I guess if you know Malaya, you would know that isn't out of the ordinary for her. That's just who she is. She was always quiet. She was never a confrontational person. She's like very shy.
I mean, I get it. People are quiet, and people don't like confrontation and stuff. But again, you like getting, does she she doesn't like seeing her kids like that either, and she's left. She left. She chose that to leave. She goes back.
She only likes to talk to certain people. She doesn't like to broadcast herself. She's just, if you know her, then that's just
Unless it's at a bar
the way
or a
she
beach.
is. And I know that her behavior to a lot of people may seem odd, may seem different, and it may not be what a
I
lot of
agree.
people would
I
do
agree,
if
Sarah.
their two kids were missing. But until you're in that situation, you really don't know how you would act. A lot of the speculation is towards Malaya, that Malaya knows where the kids are, that she had something to do with their disappearance. Some people have even gone as far as to say that she murdered them.
I mean, I think Malaya, out of Malaya and Daniel, Malaya has gotten a much, much lighter, you know, coverage, if you will. And I've personally, my opinion, out of, pick the two evils, or pick the one evil out of the two, my opinion has always been Daniel. And you guys know that. Because I believe if Jack and Lily was just with Malaya, or Malaya was at her family's house, Jack and Lily would not be missing. That's my opinion. But Malaya, she just doesn't get a pass with me, in my opinion. She just doesn't. Because after the day she left, she could have said, listen, I went with this story. I was scared. Whatever. That would have been in the time to save herself. Even if she didn't save the kids. And to admit I don't think Malaya is an aggressive person at all. I think she's probably only very talkative around her family and people like she's really comfortable with. A lot of people are. I mean, we're all more comfortable around people we're comfortable with. That's just human behavior. But if you go back and look at Malaya's videos that she did years ago, she doesn't seem that quiet either. Again, people can change a lot, and things can happen throughout the years that can change you as a human being. I understand that as well, but I also think Malaya plays to her family so that they have a little more sympathy. No, maybe not sympathy. Maybe I'm not using the right words. I don't know. But I think she knows how to play that card as well. I think she's very immature. It's like, how long now, lady? So agree she pretends to be this innocent person, plays on others. Yeah. Yeah. Do I think Malaya is a bad person? I don't think she is inherently a bad person, like, in my opinion, Daniel. Manipulates. That's the word I'm looking for. Manipulates. Yes, simply real. Um, I think Daniel has a lot of natural, evil, manipulative, lying, deceitful, sick qualities about him. Malaya, and I think, well, going back to Daniel, I think that she would, or he, it wouldn't be probably as bad if he wasn't on the math or the rugs. But I also think that Daniel is, in my opinion, inherently that way, regardless of whether rugs are involved or not. I think that is part of, in my opinion, his personality traits. Right? No, they're not. They're not. Flat out, Charlotte. Not at all. Not at all. But I do think Malaya is more likely. There are personalities that are more likely to be manipulated and all that. But when it comes to your kids, man, you just can't.
Or that they're on the
Give a
reserve
fuck.
being hidden, which is absolutely insane. If, people don't think that the RCMP haven't looked into that after 8 months, it's just beyond me.
And how does
I
the
agree, Kim.
intense spotlight internationally for this case contribute to that?
In some aspect, we think it's good because we want to keep them out there. We want people to see them,
Yep.
especially if somebody did take them and somebody just happens to see them and then sees that they're online, or if Jack and Lily are watching TV themselves.
Malaya knows that nobody took Jack and Lily. Malaya knows what happened that night, in my opinion.
And they see somebody and know that, somebody's looking for them, that we're still looking.
Yeah. What would you like the public to know?
We'd like them to know that we're still looking for Jack and Lily, and just because we're not online broadcasting everything that we do doesn't mean that we're sitting behind the scenes not doing anything, because we've done our own searches. We've done posters.
Absolutely.
We've done.
Absolutely. And I give these gals all the credit, right? They have been out there doing a hell of a lot more than their own mother, right? I mean, Malaya has literally, and listen, I don't, I'm not saying Malaya needs to be searching or whatever, but you need to be proactive to some extent. Proactive.
On, a lot of things behind the scenes, but we don't feel the need to have to tell the internet and the public everything that we're doing to keep their name out there. We're not looking for the attention. We're trying to keep the focus on Jack and Lily.
As the 1-year anniversary hovers there, what's the goal going towards that?
To hopefully find them before that. A year is a long time, and it's hard to believe we're almost at that point.
Phantom, I agree. And listen, like I think she is in that respect of two things can be true at the same time, right? Like what Daniel is being accused of doing to Malaya, I stand with her to the nth degree, right? But with her kids, it's different. they're just different things, in my opinion.
It's hard not knowing. It's hard to think that they possibly could be in the woods and that we may have missed them, or that somebody took them and they could be anywheres after 8 months.
Love Desiree.
Or, the possibility of somebody hurting them. It just,
Yep, Charlotte.
all those things you think about constantly.
Do you ever have a day when you think, okay, this must be what happened? Or is it?
Oh, shit. Sorry, I was muted. Sorry. But what I was saying is, someone was talking, Michelle said, so I guess Haley lost her position with MBMY. She seems fair and honest, in my opinion. And I absolutely agree with you. Haley has been the OG, of course, other than Belinda, for keeping Malaya honest, right? Because like Haley said, get to fucking talking, Malaya. And she gave Daniel hell because she knew that she knows her sister. She knows that this isn't right. And she wasn't effing around. Get to effing talking. Talk. Let's get this show on the road. Tell us what's up. Right? So I agree. No, there was nobody sold Jack and Lily. Nobody sold Jack and Lily. Guys, if you're writing muted, you're probably some seconds behind.
Time, yeah.
I was muted a minute ago.
And then
Does that change?
It does, yeah. You always see something new and you're like, oh, well, maybe this happened. And then you go back to square one and yeah.
No, the same thing that's true. Whatever happened to Jack and Lily happened to Jack and Lily. And it happened, in my opinion, that evening after they got home, into, after midnight, sometimes between 8 p.m. or so and 12:30 a.m. And they were taken out after that.
We're almost
in
at
my opinion,
a dead end, basically.
But when it comes down to it, it's just not adding up.
No. It didn't from day one.
Gerald, what's making you tear up right now?
It's just hard.
You try to hold it together. How much of your day is spent holding it together? I mean, you're there with Malaya constantly.
Yeah. When I'm at work, I'm okay.
I get it.
You keep working to keep some level of normalcy.
Yeah. You have to.
What has this done to the family?
I mean, I honestly think whenever they got in a fight that day, right, before everyone hauled ass and left, in my opinion, something was said more than, Daniel, we think you did it. Whenever Haley told Malaya, get to effing talking, I think Malaya broke down and said something that, because there was this sudden shift that Daniel did something. Sudden shift. And so, in my opinion, Malaya has obviously said more to the family members, and they know more, in my opinion.
I feel like it's the only thing they think about.
Yeah.
Is when they'll have some kind of good news from the RCMP.
In an aspect, it's kind of brought everybody closer. And
I don't think you could be around Malaya all this time and have so many conversations about this case and not know more.
all have one main focus.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I don't know
it's
who
to
said
find-
laugh or anything, but I understand the laughing whenever you're uncomfortable or whatever at times, especially, yeah, I don't.
Lily and Jack, and hopefully
Everyone, I think
find
everyone can laugh.
answers as to what happened to them.
Okay. Well, I think we've
convey.
Yep. We covered all of that. I have been here almost 3 hours, dear Lord. That's a lot. Damn, it's a lot. I'm going to have to process a lot of this. We're getting there, folks. It's involuntary. Yeah, it's involuntary a lot of times. Justin, they are very cautious in what they are saying. Yeah. This interview came out today, Caroline. 3 different interviews today. One with Major Crimes, Rob McGammon. Another one, they did an interview with Daniel before Daniel's arrest in early January. It came out today. Very interesting. And this one's very interesting too. 3 very, very interesting interviews, things that was said. I think that is the most. I mean, RCMP didn't give a lot, but they also gave a lot, in my opinion. What they didn't say, and on some things of what they did say as well. So very, very interesting. I'm going to have to process this, and I'll have a lot more to say about it probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow, because I'm not going to be able to do Summers live tonight. I have been live all day with this and the case out of Arizona, the Guthrie case. But if I'm not live on Jack and Lily tomorrow, I will be day after tomorrow, because it's today's Summer's birthday, and I did a post about her. I really wanted to do a live today on Summer, but I will tomorrow. We've been speaking to someone very, very close on recent things in the Summer Moon Utah Wells case, and it's opened my eyes to some things that we're going to be talking about. And it makes me really think I don't even know how to say it without telling you, but it's made me kind of skirt back a little bit to an extent, but also I've got some receipts, actual receipts I'm going to show you of conversations and of pictures. So you'll want to see that. I'm going to put that up soon. What else? We're going to be staying on the Guthrie case, of course, and all of that, and with Jack and Lily. So thank you all so much for joining me. I do appreciate you. I need to go get something to eat. My sugar is dropping quick. I can feel it. So I do love and appreciate each and every one of you. Special thanks to my mods, my members, chat. You guys are all amazing. There's a lot of stuff coming out. I just showed you guys the live with, or not the live, but the video Savannah Guthrie and her sister Annie and her brother Cameron put out during this live as well. And I'll be watching that throughout the night. So if anything breaks, check my shorts, check the videos, or check the community post. It'll be there first. All right, guys. Love you all. Appreciate you. Justice for Jack and Lilly Sullivan. It's coming. Just a matter of time. Happy birthday again, Daphne. Yes. Thank you, mods, members, and chat. Good night. God bless.